stuck at 2.
1.
Come on.
1.
Forever 1. Now we're live.
We live actually?
I
Let's see if
think
we're actually
we are.
live before this stupid crap happens again. All right, we're live. It's
Are we
actually
live?
happening. It's happening now. All right, it's fucking working. All right, sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but that's technology for you. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to BatYard's Finest, bringing you the finest of Batman and Superman pop culture. I am your host, as always, Josh Lawton from BatYard Productions, and here I'm with my co-host.
How you guys doing?
Why you always like have a delay every time you have to introduce yourself?
I don't know. Oh no, I'm just like, I was like fixing the microphone over here. It was like, I fucking didn't have my task cam going. I was screwy. I was a little bit because like, what's going on? It was technical difficulty, so I wasn't really ready.
Yeah, I do apologize about that. I don't know what was going on. I mean, I do to some degree, but I have it working now, so I don't want to get to the technical side. That's for us to figure out, and not you to worry about. So, Matt, it's coming close to Halloween season, and we decided this whole month to basically do Batman animated series. I have a feeling we'll be able to get through 1 or 2 more before the month ends, so I have to
Sure.
I have an idea of what episodes we can do and what we should save. I know we talked about doing a lot of them for the month of October. We'll wait on those. But I know what I'll talk about that later. Matt, do you have any like what are you doing for Halloween? I know no one knows what's really going on for Halloween. I guess it's happening. I don't know in your part of the world if you.
I have no idea. I'm just like kind of like lost with this because like Halloween feels like it's like canceled, but at the same time it's not canceled. Then at the same time, I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know how to say it. I kind of like in my head I want to say it's canceled, but
Matt,
I'm just
Halloween
going with it.
isn't ever canceled.
That's what I'm saying. But like
it's
just
whatever
like
you
the
make
mentality
it.
of this year.
Yeah, this whole year.
But the mentality of this year has been ruining it.
Yeah, this whole year should be canceled. This year sucked.
But
I think everyone can testify for that. But I mean, trick or treaters are still gonna trick or treat.
Yeah, we have to leave the
gonna be
boxes
Peter
out there
Venkman.
saying, please take one.
I'm gonna be Peter Venkman this year. I guess it's gonna be basically like leave a basket out. I don't know. I don't know how to really do that.
Yeah, you gotta leave, Josh. You have to do what those people used to do and leave a box out there and say, please take one.
Yeah, I know, but
and
like
then
no
they
one's gonna
take all
follow
of it.
that. No one's gonna follow that, especially
Yeah, we never
in the city.
were kids.
No, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Yeah. So Matt, what are you being for Halloween?
It's like more like a I don't know. It's like a made up thing, but it's like more of like a horror styled like character. It's more of
Mateo
like
Crispy original.
Yeah, basically original. I can't really describe it. No, I'm just working on it. Bought a mask. Just doing this up, repainting it because the paint won't stick to the plastic right. So I'm working on it. Just waiting on more details of what we're planning on doing.
So what have you been doing
That's
like
it.
for the month of October? Have you been like celebrating in your own small ways? Have you been like going apple picking? Have you been
At
doing
work,
anything like that?
we've been what is it? At work, we've been trying to decorate my department's like room, sort of.
Mhm.
So it's like festive because everywhere else is kind of like bleak, like nothing's happening. No one's doing anything other than us, really. So we
Mhm.
bring in like candy. People when people walk in, they take candy from our room and shit.
Well, that's cool. Is that just for Halloween or is that like throughout the whole month?
Throughout the whole month, we've been slowly adding a new piece and like new pieces to the room, and just like start. We started at the beginning doing candy stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been. Have you watched anything like any horror movies or anything like that sorts?
Um, I haven't like I've really been like really stuck to mostly like I've been really stuck to YouTube and all that stuff because like I couldn't really for some reason like I haven't been dragged to like TV or something like that for some
I'm losing
reason.
you. You're
But
going a little
like
slow.
I usually listen to like more of my music like that make it like some kind of thing like a horror theme. Like lately I've been listening to Ice Nine Kills, their last album that they put out. That's horror. That was
Is
more of
that the
like
one
a
you sent me
well
last year?
yes, that was the one I sent you last year. That was
Mhm.
movie themed. So each song on it's like based off of each like certain childhood like movie that they liked or more of like a big blockbuster hit that they said, oh, let's make a music video make a song out of.
Mm.
Or
That's cool.
I
It's
think they're dropping. Hmm?
definitely an album to listen to while you're working out or something.
Yes, it is.
I think we're having
So
that
what have you
delay
been
now.
doing?
I think we have that
A
delay.
little bit.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I've been noticing it. It's not real time anymore. This sucks. Fuck technology. How do people do this in real life?
I don't know.
How am I gonna do this? I only have one headphone. That delay. Why didn't we just set up like we always do?
I don't know.
We only have where the fuck is my other headphone? I only have one headphone? Okay. This is all right, Matt, I'm gonna call you. So put your
You're gonna
computer
call
on
me.
mute, and I'm gonna call you.
Sounds like a plan. Connecting to my
All right.
Bluetooth.
Is that echo happening?
No, it's my
You gotta
phone. It's on
you gotta mute
speaker right
you gotta
now.
mute
It's
me on
connecting to my
your
headphones.
computer.
No, it's my phone. It's connecting to my earpiece.
How come I hear myself when I'm talking to you?
Oh, I thought I muted that.
Yeah, see?
I did. No, I did mute it. I don't know what happened.
But I heard myself. Okay, whatever. All
Whatever.
right, I forget what I was talking about. Sorry for that little delay. Um, but anyway, I've been watching. What the heck? I watched Nightmare Before Christmas last night. I haven't watched. I didn't watch that the year before. Usually that's an annual thing. I haven't watched that in a
Hmm.
while. I forgot how good it is. I mean, I remember how good it is, but it's always a movie. It never gets old every time I watch it. So, um, it's one of those movies. It's those annual movies. I'm trying to discover some
Yeah.
new stuff. Um, the last horror movie I watched that was new. Well, actually, no, I watched Bride of Frankenstein this year. That's a really good movie. I think I talked about that a little
You're
bit
the first
last.
time watching it?
Yeah, this is the first time watching. I seen
Really?
Frankenstein, just the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's definitely not as good as Bride of Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein's far superior to
Okay.
Frankenstein. So it was a nice fresh, fresh movie to see this year. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't really have any other movies I've really seen in a while.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I just remember one thing I am watching recently with the Halloween like stuff going on. It's more like what is it? It's like top 10 like scary locations and stuff, including like kind of like weird kind of like ghost stories or ghosts caught on camera. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you watch that dumb stuff, but like it's actually pretty neat what they catch in these photos.
So is it supposed to be like legitimate, or is it like ghost hunters, like BS?
No, it's supposed to be like legitimate like videos that people have been posting.
And
Like,
it's a
uh,
documentary, or what is
no, it's
it?
not documentary. It's just like a top 10 like
Like on
random like
YouTube?
yeah on YouTube thing.
I can't. I don't know. I don't. If it's from a credible source, I'll give it some time of day. But if it's just from some random YouTube channel that just makes a top 10, I'm not gonna give it any believability.
Yeah, but I'm just it's just something weirdness. It's just something to watch.
Uh, okay.
What do you want me to say?
Yeah. I don't know. I have to watch Goosebumps again. I haven't watched those little shorts in a while. Those just be a
Goosebumps. Oh my
guilty
god.
pleasure. Mason just watched those.
The
You watched
movies or the actual
no, the
ones?
fuck the movies. I'm talking about the little shorts, like the episodic, you know, series that was
Mhm.
on Nickelodeon and everything. I don't think it might have been. No, Are You Afraid of Dark was on Nickelodeon. Um, Goosebumps was his own thing. So,
Mm. Goosebumps channel.
yeah, I think it was on Fox Kids, if
Was
I'm
it?
recalling. But I remember we would always make fun of them, like they were like the dumbest things. And I remember it's like a guilty pleasure kind of thing. Um, yeah, hold on, give me a second.
Yep. This on. There's 4 seasons long. Goosebumps.
Nah, you do the talking. I gotta go for a second.
Yeah, I'm just like looking at Goosebumps, trying to
Entertainment.
figure out what went on. It was on Nickelodeon, actually. Goosebumps. He wasn't wrong. Goosebumps aired. Supposed like networks was supposedly the list of networks. It was Nickelodeon, Fox Kids, Cartoon Network. This is a
Hello?
lot of like freaking. That's I don't think it's right either. Whatever. Not Goosebumps thing. Trivia, blah blah. I don't know, whatever. The one thing I remember about Goosebumps is like the more the book. Like my brother would have the books, so I remember one of the covers were like kids that were raptors
What the
for
fuck?
some odd reason. I don't know.
I
It was
never read the
alien.
books. I would read. I mean, I would watch the shorts, like the episodic TV shows.
Yeah,
I
like
watched The Haunted Mask a lot. Like I thought it was so cheesy and stupid, but it's probably the best one that they made. I would say it's definitely the best one. And I thought it was so bad. It was the only one I saw when I was a kid. And then it's on Netflix. So like
yeah, I
recently
noticed.
well, when I say recently, like 5 years ago, I was like on a binge of like just watching all the Goosebumps and just like laughing at it, and like it basically has the effects that like we can do like now, so it's pretty funny like what they get away with. And I don't know, they're always so stupid in like such the best way. Like I wish the Jack Black movies had the, you know,
The
I
style.
wish it had the same style, so it was like as cheap, as cheesy, had all practical effects. I wish they gave it too much of a budget. The budget of the Jack Black fucking R.L. Stein Goosebumps movies should have been like $10,000. That's that's the budget that those
That's not.
Goosebumps shows need. Like, if I mean, maybe a little bit more for like a feature length film. I would give it, I don't know,
Okay,
maybe
hold
$1
on. I
million.
want.
That's the most it should
Oh,
be
jeez.
in like a feature film for Goosebumps. I want the cheese. I want it to look awful, and that was the whole charm of the thing.
Hold on, I want to try to share something. Okay, this is what I'm trying right here. Is it popping up already?
I'm seeing it now. Yeah. R.L.
See
Stein.
the cover right there?
It's pretty small.
Is it?
I mean,
Hold
it's as
on, let me
big
see.
as yeah. Okay, I see the raptors. There's like a kid raptor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the most one. This is the one I remember the most.
that will-
And I don't.
that
Did they
would
ever make an episode out of this?
no, not that I seen. I mean, I watched a lot of them. I didn't watch every single one, but no, I haven't seen that. I don't know. I think I would remember that if that was an episode,
That
but I could be
one.
wrong.
That one would float around my house the most.
Mhm.
That was the
Did Nick
thing.
actually read them, or did he just
I
have them?
don't think so. Well, I
I
think it was
doubt.
mostly like I think he would like start reading them,
Mhm,
then just not read them
mhm.
anymore. I know he was more into the what was it? That one, let me stick it, whatever hell it is.
Series of unfortunate events.
Yes, he was more into that. He
Mhm.
got like through like 5 of those books.
Wow.
But like I think Chris would read more of the Goosebumps
Mhm.
more than Nick. But that one, I think that's where we get the books from. Chris and then from him. But like it would, yeah. That around
Yeah, I mean, I remember in elementary school we'd have a bunch of the Goosebumps books. I never read any of them. I just seen the shorts and I thought they were so stupid and cheesy that I didn't really want to get into the books because they're so. I'm sure the books were a lot better, but like the what are you talking about? It looks like you're frozen on my screen. God, what do you what do you mean it booted you? Like I see you right here. No, you're frozen. Why is everything fucking going wrong? Do you have internet? What? So you lost internet for a second? This is a disaster. Why is everything that could be fucking going wrong going wrong? Can you join again? Can you click the link? All right, I have a feeling this is going to be a very short episode
this
because
is
everything is
screwy.
going awry for
Yes.
technology. Fuck technology.
Technology
Fuck
sucks.
COVID. Fuck everything. I don't know
Just
why
get
Matt. Well,
it over with.
one time, fucking Matt completely exited out of the episode. Um, that wasn't really technology's fault, but
That was
yeah,
accidental.
that was more on
Me.
Matt. But so for the Swamp Thing episode, the reason why you can't hear Matt for the last 30 minutes or so, that's the reason. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, yeah, fuck it, fuck Goosebumps. Let's just get into the fucking thing.
Let's just
Let's
get
get
into
into
Batman.
Batman.
Let's talk about
Okay,
Batman
yeah,
because
this
this
is
is just
getting
getting
awful.
retarded.
Okay, so we're talking about Matt. Do you want to do the synopsis of the episode? Because I thought we could change it up because I've been doing it. I wanted to see your take on the episode.
Okay. Okay, let me get ready. Okay. And this is the Wolf Moon.
Moon of the
Right?
Wolf.
Moon
of the
Moon
Wolf.
of the Wolf.
All right, I'll do a short thing and then I'll have you explain it. Okay? Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Moon.
okay.
Okay. So I just have it right in front of me, so I'm just gonna read it off. Okay. So Moon of the Wolf is an episode of the first season of Batman the Animated Series. It's most notable for being an adaptation of the classic Batman comic book from the same name, written by Len Wren in 1974, and it introduces the character of Anthony Loomis and the return of Milo, Dr. Milo, to the show, which I didn't recall. I don't remember his character in the show previously. I mean, I haven't really watched the whole series through in quite a while. So, all right, go ahead. Take it away, man.
Okay, so this episode is about how Batman has to fight a werewolf that supposedly just starts appearing in Gotham, just randomly just attacking people in the park. And he ends up finding out. Well, we end up finding out it's a man that's I believe his name is Anthony, that wants to be like the world's strongest man. So he needed a steroid, but he couldn't. But he needed a steroid that wouldn't be picked up in like drug tests. So he got this, I believe, Dr. Milo to actually help him produce a steroid that wouldn't be picked up in drug tests that got mixed with Timberwolf testosterone.
Yeah. You know.
And has
wait, go ahead. But you know.
And it still has like a dosage of steroids in it, so it produced like for humans, and everything goes wrong, and Dr. Milo turns Anthony into a werewolf, but he first got started off with half a steroid, half a werewolf style. He was just basically getting a little hairier, and then later on he got the full doses, promising Anthony that he would get like the cure, but everything goes haywire. And him and Batman and Anthony had to go fight each other at the end of the episode. And Anthony just mysteriously disappears.
Wow, man, no, that was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. No, that's basically the episode.
What's up with the Timberwolf?
So, what I was gonna say was, well, you mentioned it's extracted from Timberwolf testosterone, but in the episode they explicitly say Timberwolf estrogen, and I was like, watching, I was like, what the hell? Why estrogen out of all things? Like, did they just get that wrong, or like what?
I think they got
why estrogen. You know, that would probably have the opposite effect of him growing wolf boobs and wolf tits for his little cubs. You know, it would be the opposite. I don't think that's what he wants.
Come here, little children, and picks them up and just carries
maybe
them
he has
around.
cubs at the end of the episode. It's open-ended, so you don't know what happens.
Yeah, true, actually. No, that's a bad picture. My head, damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so basically what Matt said, I mean, Anthony is trying to, it's basically like Gotham's version of the Olympics. And I just thought it was funny how it was estrogen that like kind of confused me. I was like, why? Why is it that, you know?
Maybe it was Dr. Milo's like way of turning well, yes, in a way, but the same way, like he's like, I can turn him into a werewolf this way easier than giving the testosterone, blah 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 blah. And then including the steroid that supposedly that he puts into the medicine was supposed to put like it's supposed to be the exchange for the testosterone.
I don't know. They never explain it. It could be just like a mistake they had. But I guess this is like this original storyline is from a comic book written in the 70s, and I guess the story that was written in the 70s was the same writer was Len Wren, who I guess I don't know if they took some of the story elements and they put him in the writing credits of the episode as well, or he actually came on back for Batman the Animated Series to write the episode off of the comic book that he wrote that it's inspired by, which is pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know this was a character beforehand. Um,
I didn't know all this was a whole thing until you just said
yeah,
there's a
I mean,
comic book
I was
just
just
not too long
like
ago.
kind of looking into it, and that's just the information I found out was. Um,
I thought this is like a filler episode. Like, oh, let's
oh,
have
he did.
fun.
So he
Halloween's
did
coming up
write
soon.
the adaptation of this story. It's in Batman number 255, and he did write the episode of Moon of Moon of the Wolf, which
Okay.
is what I'm looking at right now. If anyone wants to correct us, this is the information that I'm getting offline. So I mean, that's pretty interesting. I think it did. I think I did see his name in the opening credits, like written by. So that's pretty cool. Like that they're having like legitimate comic book writers like come back into the Batman universe by like literally 20 years later after he wrote this story in the 70s, like in the 90s he comes back and writes an adaptation. That's fucking pretty cool. I don't think they did that with really any any other episode that I recall.
This is like the first
Yeah.
hearing about
Yeah, this
it.
is the first time I could recall them like bringing back a comic book writer who wrote the original story and they're like bringing the adaptation together. That's pretty cool. I know a lot of it's mostly written by like Paul Dini and like Bruce Timm and their team. So
Mhm.
I don't know. That's I thought that was pretty interesting tidbit. It's the first time I gotta say it's the first time well, not the first. I think it might be the first time since the first season, but it's only one of few episodes where you actually see Bruce Wayne working out like in a gym, which I thought was pretty notable. And like with Anthony Lupus, which lupus, if you didn't know, is a Latin word for wolf. So that's his last name. So I thought
Oh,
it's a little
okay.
another little tidbit for you guys.
It all
Yeah.
comes together now.
So that's why he turns into a
Got it.
wolf of the night. Um,
Oh, he's that kind of
yeah,
wolf,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. He's on the street corner, so watch out. You might see him in your alleyway. Um,
He charges a pretty
Yeah,
penny.
this episode overall, like I know we just did On Leather Wings, which was another transformation episode, like with a man
Mhm.
turning into a bat. This one has a man turning into a werewolf, which is more, you know, more on the comic round than man turn into bat. So we've seen werewolf movies before, and I gotta say, I mean, out of if I'm gonna compare two episodes, the On Leather Wings was a superior episode, not by much, but by well, not I wouldn't say by much,
Well, I
but
think it.
by a decent amount where you can notice the difference. But like this is a totally it has a different feel. It has like that 90s riff guitar for like it feels like total 90s
Mhm.
when I hear that guitar riff for the the werewolf, like the werewolf theme. It's like like it sounds like it's trying to be cool. It
Yeah.
sounds like it's trying to be the 90s and I'm so used to this being scored by Shirley Walker's orchestra, like sound like it's from the 40s. So have the
Mhm.
look of kind of like the 1940s with like a 90s esque soundtrack is kind of like I wouldn't say it clashes. It's fine, It just seems like more of a cartoon that's of its time than the other episodes that are more timeless with like the orchestra and everything. I don't know how you feel about it.
Ah, me, I do like the Man
Mhm.
Bat better, the episode, but like this one was just like it kind. It was a more of like a fast. I don't know. They both were a they both were at a fast pace to me, but like there wasn't like there wasn't a lot like enough effort in this one than they had
Yeah.
in like Man Bat. Of all like the camera angles
No,
and
yeah,
everything like
definitely
that.
not.
It was a standard
Definitely
just
not.
shot to
Yeah,
shot
there
to
was I
shot
think I can't really
movement
recall any
to
shots
it.
or any dynamic camera movement in this episode. And a lot of it kind of seemed I think it was cuz of the writer, like the writing, like probably cuz he's from the comic books, like writing an animated episode is probably like a little different like
Hmm.
format. So like you could kind of see like how this might work better as a comic book than an animated episode, because there'll be a lot
Yeah.
more mystery to a comic book. With this, it's like there's mystery there, but it's like there's a lot more setup to the Man-Bat episode than this episode.
Yeah, this one was just more like just out of the blue. Like the first 5 seconds of the episode really was Batman fights the werewolf
Yeah,
automatically in the park, and he just goes, "What's
yeah.
up,
He
Harry?"
sees him
and then
there's no
attacks him.
mystery. He's not like he
Yeah,
does some detective work, but he kind of like falls on it too, like easily. Like he finds the werewolf hairs, like you said in the first 5 seconds of the episode, basically. You know, um,
yeah,
it
it just yeah,
almost like ruined like the disappearing act that Batman has with Commissioner Gordon. Like it showed him pre-opening the window before he disappears. Like usually, like it's Commissioner Gordon. He's like reading. He's like, "Oh yeah, what do you think of that, Batman?" And he looks at his fucking newspaper. I don't know why he sounds like 1940s. Like newspaper man, but whatever. He looks at his paper and then he like looks up and then he's gone. But like this, like they show him like pre-setting Batman's exit, and that's the first time ever I could recall in any like Batman disappearing act that like shows the
yeah.
setup like him prepping to leave.
No one going. Well, I am opening the window and just.
Oh, yeah, it's like I'm like, what the hell is that? Yeah, he opens his window, and I'm like, I'm expecting Gordon at the end of the scene by capping it by closing that window. I was like, God damn, it's cold, like closing the window.
This is what he does always.
Yeah, I'm like he always opens the window. I know how he does it. It's
Oh god. No, when Batman ends up another thing that bothered me with this one was that Batman let himself get like drugged
yeah, that was kind of
accidentally.
dumb too. I thought that was stupid.
When he meets first time he meets Anthony, he's at Anthony's house and he's just like talking with him, chit chatting, trying to get information.
Yeah,
and everything.
Anthony
And
was
then
going
out
to
of nowhere, he's
donate
just like
$2 million or something to some charity, and if Batman showed up in
yeah.
person, like Bruce first didn't question it at all, and Batman just shows up. Like you would think you would like kind of
Mm-hmm.
do some investigation before he just pops in without a plan. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really seem very Batman. That seemed like more of
This
a Superman move where he would just go in like all arrogant and go like, "Yeah, I got this," like
this
up here, and then get
episode
fucked up by kryptonite.
this episode is more plot
Yeah.
holy for Batman than ever. I think the comic would be a
Mhm.
lot better, but like it's just like he just walks in and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm getting lightheaded."
And
Oh
he
my
even
god,
has the
there's
gas
Kate
mask,
Bennett.
like he knows.
Oh, and he
Yeah,
pulls
he
out the
just
gas
dropped
mask
it.
and falls out of his hand, and he falls on the ground falling, and they just Dr. Milo comes out of the corner and says, "You should have drank that drink he
Yeah.
offered you." And then he just like they just grab Batman and they take his belt off from him. They're basically doing having their way at him.
Yeah, like
Then it just cuts to the next scene and it's just Milo and Anthony just talking like nothing
you would have
happened.
thought that they would have like taken that cowl off or like anything like
Yeah.
that, like or like Batman's like this happened in the Arkham series. Like once they try to like Batman gets knocked out and they're trying to take Batman's belt
It was in the first
off, and they get electric shock like all the goons.
wasn't it in the first
No, it was in
game?
the second one. It was actually in a DLC. It
Was
was
it in
in
the
a
second one?
DLC where you play as
Oh,
Robin,
okay.
and it's like Harley's something. Harley's I forget. It's Harley something, and you play as Robin, who's trying to like rescue Batman after the Joker dies, and she like wants revenge on Batman. I think it's called Harley's Revenge, but I don't think it is. It's something like that. So like the henchmen like take out Batman somehow, and then they're like trying to grab Batman's utility belt and like take off his cowl, and they get electric shock. I know that happens in
No,
something else too.
no, it happened in Dark Knight. That's what I was
Mm,
thinking of. Dark Knight when Joker blows his Batmobile his Bat
mhm.
bike over and the Joker's henchman walks over to take out the mask and he gets
Yeah,
tasered and then Joker just keeps kicking his guy like you're an idiot and that's it. And it
I
just goes
vaguely
off
remember
like
that. I haven't
encore.
seen The Dark Knight in a while.
That's a movie you have to
Yeah,
keep
that's a
re-upping in a
movie
way.
we'll do on this podcast at one point. That would be a long episode. I feel like we'll have a lot to talk about that.
Yes.
Yeah, with the episodic, Batman animated series and Superman shorts, it's a lot easier to kind of crunch down in a smaller episode. We might have to do a two-parter with these movies, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I agree. There's a lot more of like plot. I wouldn't say like plot holes, but like more like this is stuff like Batman would easily maneuver over. Like being able to stake out Dr. Milo's like, or Anthony Lupus, Anthony's mansion, like being able to stake it out, like seeing if it's rigged by any like gas or anything like that, and he like instantly gets knocked out.
But the funny thing is, they weren't affected. They must.
Yeah, that's what I was like hoping they would like talk about that, or like it would be like revealed like that they didn't. They took an antidote, or what I thought was it was going to be because he has like the wolf DNA in his body, like somehow he's immune to the toxins, to the toxic gas. But they never explain it. Like
no, they never explain it because Dr. Milo walks right in during mid.
Yeah, like so, like what the fuck?
So like they had to have a.
This episode had a lot of loose ends like that, and usually the Batman.
Yes, there is.
Say this was in a different Batman series, like not Batman the animated series, this would probably be like one of the better episodes. But since this is Batman the animated series, it's just like one of the okay episodes, So like even like the okay episodes are really great. But once like it has that cartoon like kind of logic, like if this was like the Batman from like the 2000s, like the early 2000s, I don't think we would be thinking about it as much as we are right now. But since like Batman the animated series is such on like a high tier, like it usually like explains like every set piece, and like the story's very linear and there's no holes throughout like the whole episode.
Yeah,
this is almost a step back, like in storytelling.
Yeah.
Not in animation, even though the animation has been better, like on Leather Wings, like with the dynamic like camera movements and everything. This one's just like an okay episode. I don't think like the plot, I think we're being a little nitpicky, like obviously, but like since all the other episodes are such at a high bar, like to see these like obvious plot holes throughout the episode, like there's like kind of one after another that it's like kind of surprising figuring that out through this episode.
Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, it is weird. It's just weird. It's a weird thing. It shouldn't be. I have a feeling this should have been like a way better like episode. But
yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. No. Like I would definitely revisit this. I would watch this again.
Yeah, I'll watch it too.
Like I said, because the soundtrack sounds so 90s. It does. It like sounds like just like the 90s. It doesn't sound like it's like timeless like all the other scores. Like this is just like this is 90s. It's trying to be cool kind of thing, with that like guitar riff.
Well, it was a werewolf. Man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I don't think it's bad. I think it's. I kind of like it. I think it's. I mean, I'm from the I'm a 90s kid, so I think it's cool too. But like, like it definitely it shows its era. It shows it's like what time era it's from, and like all the other episodes, it seems more timeless. And like luckily, when at the end of the episode when Batman's fighting the werewolf, like luckily that freaking couple looked through the wooden boards. The wooden fence, and like actually called the cops, because like Batman would have been screwed.
I know,
like
right?
This just random couple, like that never happens in a Batman episode. Like it's never like this random like civilian just sees like Batman through a hole in a piece of plywood. That never happened. So like that's why it's like this episode's a little baffling. But
and another thing that pisses me off about that now, because you're talking about that, Batman is in a pit this whole damn time. He could have figured.
Or he could have like grappled out of there. He could have just shot off.
Well, there's a good. No, I think he lost his belt on this.
Right. I forgot about his
belt missing.
We just talked about.
But even though he lost his belt, he would have got himself out of it. or woken up from the drugs in time. And there's a whole like 5 minutes of dialogue that like Milo and Anthony
they're
are
talking for a
talking.
while.
That Batman's in a like an arena set up, and he could have escaped any time. And like no, like Batman could have broke through the window and start fighting Anthony there or Milo, whatever one he wanted. No, I had to take a whole wolf like a werewolf transformation, a house destruction, and then a fight scene.
Yeah, exactly. Batman would definitely would have.
They destroyed a perfectly good building.
You would have thought like Batman would have been able to slow his like breath, so like he took in less oxygen when the gas, like when he noticed that the gas was coming into the room, like he would have done like some meditative like holding your breath kind of thing, like some Jedi fucking shit. Like he didn't. Like he just like instantly just falls over, like and like it's weird. I'm going back to this obscure DLC from Arkham City, but like he does some meditative, like when he's losing oxygen, he does some meditation, like, and he slows his breathing and his technique, so like he's not taking in, all this toxic gas. So, like he knows how to like, hold in his breath for like a long period of time. Like I imagine Batman like going underwater at least would like be able to hold his breath for like 20 minutes, so you would think that would same thing would apply for this gas eruption, and he just basically like falls over in 2 seconds. Like I said, that's more of a Superman move than a Batman move, like just coming in not having a plan, but Superman can more afford doing that, like I mean that's what I like. I mean, Superman's more naive, so like Superman's gonna be able to kind of tricked like that. Like Superman's just like not even that. Like Superman's just a guy, like if you like boil down his character, like Superman's just a guy, like he's just like he's just a farm boy from Kansas. That's all he knows, so like he hasn't been training through like different continents and countries. He doesn't know like what the right thing is to do, like to implement like himself into like a scenario like that. He would just go in, well, yeah, I'm sure, whatever, and like get hit by kryptonite, which I like. That's what I enjoy about Superman, because he's naive and he doesn't know exactly what he's doing. So like if Batman, who's done all this training, should know exactly what to do, especially being more vulnerable. He has much more to, give.
This is a Robin move. If you stay in the Batman realm,
that's a Robin move. Yes.
It's a Robin move.
Yeah.
Batman
I guess
just promoted
definitely
himself to Robin this episode. Sad to say, he went to the tights and slapped on the red suit and said hi.
I mean, I think we're shitting on this episode a little too much. Like, there's definitely obviously things that we like, but like this, like I said, this whole series is like such on a high bar, like that these like little minuscule like nitpicky things kind of add up for this episode. So that's why it brings it down to like from a great episode to like just like it's an average episode, like mediocre. This is how I thought On Leather Wings was going to be, like just an average episode. But like this, like On Leather Wings was fucking awesome. And this was just like, okay, even the transformation scene, like on Leather Wings, that transformation looked fucking radical. Like when he like shapeshifted into that bat and his like fangs are coming out, And this, it just looked like his hair. It was like they kind of did it right. They showed his hands and his fingernails, and then it was just him, hairy, and then like it cuts, and then it's just a wolf.
And he breaks through the fucking
it's not like a really
linear
transformation. Like that Man-Bat's transformation is fucking awesome in these series, and Clayface transformations are fucking rad. We'll have to watch one of those episodes in the future. But you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch those. Like those transformations are fantastic. But all in all, this was an okay episode. I like how they mentioned Alaskan Timberwolves, which would be, I think they're, if I stand corrected, that they're alive. I think you're thinking of dire wolves, Matt. Those are extinct. Timberwolves
No, I thought they
Timberwolves
were
are
going
alive
extinct.
and well. I mean, I'm sure their populations are going down,
Okay.
just like every species on planet Earth, because humans are fucking scumbags and suck the energy and resources out of the planet dry.
Calm
You know,
down.
so
Calm
that's
down.
why all the animal species and all the wildlife is going down because of us. There's a lot of things we could do to benefit that, but that's not why we're here to talk about that. But
Nope.
yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I think that if I'm not, if I stand corrected, I think they're the biggest wolf species living today are timber wolves. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Um,
Hmm.
which is cool, and that fucking zoo guard. I almost said
Oh God, I forgot
he
about
like
him.
he just lets out these timber wolves, and like I think Dr. Milo and Anthony Lupus are trying to axe them off, basically to cut off all loose ends so none of it gets transferred back to them,
Hmm.
gets caught up to them, like knowing exactly what their plans was. So they wanted to axe off this guy, and I forget his name, but his name sounded like a Jaws character, but I forget his name. Like every time they said it, I was thinking about a different character.
To me, he was a blank because he was
He
such
was
like
like a nothing
Bullock
character.
ends up. Yeah, Bullock just comes in there and just like does Bullock to him
Yeah,
and just like
you know what I was
turns the
expecting? I was
shit out of
expecting.
him. And the guy's like, "All right,
Yeah,
here's all the
yeah. He just
information. This is
spilled his
all
beans.
happens. I just let the wolf out.
You know
They
what?
take it. I
Usually,
lock it back up
usually
later."
like Bullock
That's it.
has like good intentions, but like the ways he goes about it is like wrong. So like usually
Mhm.
he gets wrong information. So like I haven't seen this episode in a while, and when he was doing that interrogation, I was like, wow, he's an asshole. Like I was expecting that guy just to be innocent and had nothing to do with it, and then he just spills his beans like right
Yeah,
when I was like right when I was kind of on his side, and I was like, oh
like
well, okay, I guess Bullock's right at this point.
everything Bullock does is
Yeah,
wrong.
so
Every
he
like
should
he
be in
gets
the
all
wrong.
information wrong. Everything's
He
set
should be
up
in the
wrong.
wrong. And like usually Batman has to clean up, like get the right information, but since Batman was
Hmm.
indisposed, and their hideout was
Well,
like in the middle of Gotham City. I thought it was like secluded, like on an island off the coast of the harbor, but it was like
hmm.
in the middle. No wonder a fucking couple just walks
Yep.
in on them because they're right out in the open. Like anyone could see that. What the fuck are you doing? Imagine like being on a skyscraper and just like looking out your balcony and going, "Oh, there's Batman fighting a werewolf down there, honey. Let's call the cops." I that would have been kind of more comedic if
You know
they did
what?
it that
I
way.
would I would be like, oh look, they're filming a movie
I mean,
instead.
well, like
Just watch.
in your world, knowing that Batman's real, you would probably think, you know, that's actually happening. If Joker fucking terrorizes Gotham City every other weekend, you would go like, yeah, that's real. You wouldn't in this world, in our world, that would be my first
Yeah.
thought. But if I lived in Gotham City of Batman of DC Comics, I'll go like, oh yeah, that's fucking Batman actually fighting a werewolf. Let me call Commissioner Gordon. Yeah, some other weird shit happened again.
First, I'll double check the
Yeah.
werewolf part. I'm like, is it a werewolf? I don't know. They're gonna think I'm a crackpot.
And I was
Whatever.
hoping, like at the end of the episode, like Batman obviously subdues him, and like
Well, no,
he
he
gets
doesn't
away.
used to do
He gets
him.
away though. Like he gets electric
Yeah,
shocked,
he gets.
and then he
Yeah,
gets away at the end of the episode. So I was like,
he falls
yeah, he
into
just
a
falls
river.
in Gotham Harbor, and so I was
Like what the
expecting
fuck?
like Batman to wrap it up, like give him the cure, and like he would have a
Hmm.
happy ending. But like at the end of the episode, I think that was the most compelling part of it. The whole episode was that.
No, they broke the
Yeah, I
cure.
know. That's what I'm saying. Like I thought he would have the cure, and like it would have been a happy ending for Anthony Lupus. But at the end, he goes bankrupt. They're selling his fucking mansion, and like no one knows where he is. And then at the end of the episode, you see like him as a werewolf howling to the full moon. So I thought that was
Yeah.
actually the most compelling part of the whole episode was the ending, like how they handled that character. Like I thought it would have been wrapped up, especially like how it felt like more rushed, like the storytelling of this episode. I thought it would have been like just like tied off in a neat bow, but they left it open ended so this character could show up like in future episodes, which he never shows up ever again. So It would have been neat to see him and like Man-Bat do something.
Partner up.
Like some storyline there.
Or battle.
Yeah, like if they fought, that would have been fucking cool. And then Batman like has to save both of them, at the same time, like them from tearing each other apart.
Well,
that would have been really cool.
From like watching this, I know it's way earlier than the Van Helsing movie.
Oh my God.
That came out with Hugh Jackman.
Why do you always bring it back to fucking Van Helsing, Hugh Jackman?
It happened.
You always bring it back. This happened in the last episode. What the fuck?
I know, it happened last time. But there's a werewolf in this, and there's
There's
Batman.
better werewolf movies out there, Matt, than fucking Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing. That movie is not good. It's not.
I know, but I love shit movies.
Oh my God.
But then we start talking about the Man-Bat thing, and I'm like, if they ever made an episode, it'd be just like that.
I don't know. I don't remember enough about that movie to warrant like a comparison or warrant me ever seeing that movie again, because that movie sucked. I don't need to see it ever again. I don't need to see it.
Oh my cheeks hurt.
But yeah, this was just an okay episode. That was like basically like the full like plot, like the summary of this episode. I would give this episode like a 6, because no episode I would give it. I don't think any episode of Batman animated series I really give a 5. Like 5 is just average. Besides the chicken one, but the chicken, the cow. The farmer one is so batshit stupid that it almost makes it better than a 5. Like it's like on the total like opposite scale of like being average that it makes it better. Like it's like, what the fuck is this? Which we haven't talked about yet. That's one for the month of November. I don't know. Do you have any? I think I'm like done with this episode. Do you have any other things you want to talk about? Like with this episode, I think we kind of went through everything.
You went through everything. Yeah, I'm done. I just want to mention one thing. They really don't have Alfred in this.
Yeah, he shows up like once.
Either. Yeah, it's the beginning.
Oh,
who are you? Oh,
yeah, that was it. The one thing I wanted to mention too, I talked about it a little bit, was when they showed Bruce Wayne working out, and like I thought it was funny when Anthony Lupus is like basically like sprinting and everything, and like his getup is like with a tank top and shorts, like showing every muscle fiber that he has, and Bruce Wayne's wearing a baggy sweatshirt and baggy gym pants, like baggy sweatpants, so like no one knows like how muscular he is, and obviously he's holding back. Like, why would Bruce Wayne work out in a public gym anyway? Like, he would have his own fucking gym in his mansion. He would be training like, so he could train like up to 11 on the caliber of Batman. Like, if he's at a regular gym, he has to pretend he's a wimp. That's a Clark Kent move. That's another Clark Kent move. That's not a Batman move.
I didn't say this. Didn't he? What is it in the one when Batman Superman meet?
He does work out in that episode. Yeah, but
he works out in that one.
Him.
But it's a private gym. A private gym is an apartment they has there.
In Metropolis, he has like a bench press. Like he has a suite. He probably would own like a property in every major city in the world, because fuck it, he has billions of dollars. Why not? Yeah,
he has his own gym in that.
That's what I mean. Like, why would he work out in a public gym? Like, there's a lot of little plot holes and like things that Batman wouldn't do. That like if there was just like a few, I would overlook them. But like, since there's so many in a row, it's just like kind of bunches up, and you're like, what the fuck, Batman? That's not a Batman thing, A lot of these are Clark Kent moves, and Batman should know better than Clark Kent.
This episode, they demoted Batman to a Robin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's horrible to say this, but it's true.
What would you give this episode? Like, what would you rate it?
I I'll just keep it at a 5, right in the middle,
I would get
just to keep
I
it at
think
that
it's a
teeter.
little above average. I give it a 6. I think it's above average. Just like with the, I like the concept with the wolf, and even like that fucking cheese '90s guitar riff. Kind of like I think it elevates a little bit, even though like it can
It's
deter
winning you, huh?
other people, but with me, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of fucking cool, you know.
This episode is freaking winning because of a
Yeah.
car wreck. Damn it!
I mean, plus, and it's Batman the animated series, so like like I said, every episode, even if they're okay, they're above like an average scale. Like I would rate a regular like Saturday morning cartoon. Like this is still above average episode. Like I said, if this was like in the Batman, you remember that series like in the early 2000s? That came out more when we grew up.
Kind of.
Yeah, yeah, you just kind of remember it because it was like kind of okay, and we didn't really watch
I
it.
mostly remember Batman Beyond
Yeah.
more than freaking.
The Batman. So stupid. It's like a stupid title. I mean, I know that's the name of the fucking Robert Pattinson movie, The Batman. But like saying it as like an animated series, it's like I don't know. Like saying it's just stupid. It sounds like kind of pretentious. Oh, it's The Batman. Just why? You know, I know they're trying to differentiate from Batman the animated series.
Batman the animated
series was so rad that in its opening title sequence, it didn't even need to say Batman. It fucking said it with its imagery. Like the character is so iconic with the lightning bolt behind it. You know you're watching fucking Batman. You don't need a fucking title card. Well,
the people that are making it want to make sure
Batman or the Batman. You know.
The people that made it wanted to make sure they were a little scared that no one would understand the concept.
Reminds me more of the Batman's soundtrack than this soundtrack. Like, listen to the Batman fucking intro, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can find it right now. Actually. Oh wait, I can't play it for you because we're talking through the phone. But anyway, take my word for it. I'll edit it in when we do the audio version.
Okay.
It fucking sounds like it's from this. It's from this. This could have been. This was the soundtrack to the Batman. But anyway, yeah, that's all I got for this episode.
Yeah, same here actually.
Yeah, so I guess we'll go to the closer. Are you ready, Matt?
Oh, I'm never ready. You know this.
Matt, you're never ready.
Yeah, how you used to work there.
I already forget it. All right. We did pretty good.
I know.
I didn't have it last time.
This is the fans' favorite part, waiting for us to end it.
Remember when we forget the ending? You remember that? Okay,
No.
so fuck it. I don't have it written down. 3, 2, 1. And that was BatYard's Finest, bringing you. Fuck, I forget that. What the fuck do I say? I know it's close to that.
BatYard's Finest. I'm Josh from Metropolis.
Okay. Oh yeah. This is Josh from Metropolis. Sending you off up and away until next BatYard's Finest episode.
And this is Matthew. Becoming Super Friends, episode at a time. One episode at a time.
Let's do it again. Let's do it one more time. I think we got it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Remember, Superman's pal. That's what you forgot.
Oh,
Becoming Super Friends, one episode at a time. Okay. 3, 2, 1. This is Josh from BatYard Productions, sending you off up and away until next BatYard's Finest episode.
And this is Superman's pal, Matt. Becoming Super Friends, one episode at a time.
That sounded pretty good. Well, the audio version is going to be a lot better than this live video version. I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh.
Definitely listen to that. You know.
We want the people that are watching right now.
Thanks for tuning in. You guys are saints. You know.
You guys are troopers.
Pursuing through that. I don't know why we had a lot of technical difficulties this episode.
I'm praying that I have audio still. So. Don't worry, we got task cam rolling the whole time.
No, it doesn't say you're muted. All right. Well, I guess
Okay.
that's
No, I mean like how Swamp Thing. I was
well,
not
because you
muted,
exited
but muted
yourself
the whole
out.